Well, welcome back, everybody, finally to a post-game podcast from us. It's been a minute since he hasn't played a game. It's been a minute since he hasn't played a game at home. God, it's been like 20 days.
21.
21.
Just saying, Peter Ford.
It was refreshing. The Avs got the dub. It was a fun game, but I don't know. Have you ever cried before a hockey game before? I know you cried every time they did like the pregame thing in the Cup Finals. That's the only other time I can think of where I've cried in the game.
Banner.
Right, yeah, the banner.
Banner's like the only time. I actually didn't cry tonight, but yeah.
Actually, I've cried a few times. I cried when Jake Schroeder sang his 1000th anthem, and then I cried one other time, but I don't remember. Oh, it was when Tyson. Well, that wasn't before the game, but that was when Tyson Berry came back, his first game back. I cried during that. Yeah. So, yeah, I watched the whole Peter McNab thing. It was really sweet. You know, I liked that they weren't all sad and mopey. They were having a good time telling stories about a guy they loved. So that was just really nice to see. And in honor of Peter McNab, I got chocolate cake. I don't know. He seems like a chocolate cake kind of guy. I was like, I don't know what kind of cake Peter McNab likes, but chocolate. I get very chocolate cake vibes from Peter McNab. You know, just pure and sweet and loved by all.
Can't go wrong. Mm-hmm.
Yep. So that's the. I haven't had this before yet. God damn, dude, these cakes never miss. They don't miss. All W's, just like the Avs. All right, Blake. Blake battled through injury to come to this game.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Give a shout out to him.
Today has been a day. Got up this morning. Screamed into my pillow from the amount of pain I was in. Great shirt.
Thank you.
Screamed into my pillow because of the amount of pain I was in. And it's like this back pain right below my shoulder blade. And so I Googled it. And first thing that comes up when you Google it is like, you could be having a heart attack. And I was like, great, you know. So after I ruled out the heart attack, because, you know, there's no way I could be having a heart attack. I'm 18 years old. I'm healthy.
It's always step one, rule out heart attack.
Yeah. So we ruled out the heart attack. And then we were like, it's probably just something muscular from overuse from playing hockey too much. So, I mean, I'm skating like 7-8 times a week.
I'm afraid. So I have bad news for you, friend.
Yeah.
I think in my absence from the game of hockey, I think my injury bug has been transferred to you.
I've always had an injury bug attached to me, but usually I just play through it. But this is something that like was really bothering me, like really affecting me.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
I have like a pretty high pain tolerance. Like, but today it was tough. And so I went to urgent care and they're like, go see a specialist. And so now I have to like go see a specialist and I have PT tomorrow. Like someone who actually knows about how muscles work, where muscles are, what they're called, stuff like that, how the body works. So we'll see what happens there. So right before the game, just about to leave. It's like 6:00. I like stood up out of my chair just a little too fast and started like crying for the amount of pain. And so I took Advil and Tylenol and I got, what's it called? It's like AK tape? No, KT tape, something like that on my back. And went to the game, sucked it up. I've got a nice little cushion on it right now. But yeah, it was tough, man. I'm just glad they won, or else it would have not been worth it.
Yeah, your vibes and my vibes lately just haven't been good. So an Avs loss would have just been This post game pod would just be us having mental breakdowns. But
Dude, I wouldn't even. I don't know. I don't know if I can like last an hour sitting up. I will see.
just go lay down in your bed and just shout things.
Just take take the computer to my bed. Yeah.
You honestly could. You're on a laptop, but
Yeah, I know.
all right. So let's delve into this game really quick. 1 second. I need to put my jersey back on.
I'll start.
I don't want to get chocolate on it.
So, first period starts.
You could tell from the kind of jump of this game. For the first, I'd say 5 minutes of it, the Avs were definitely feeling the effects of getting in like 2-ish practices since they got back from Finland and 4 days
like
off.
1.5. Yeah.
Yeah. They were definitely there was some rust there.
Yeah, it was rusty. I didn't think they were like bad with the puck at all tonight, but I felt like
it was their legs, yeah.
It was positionally they were not great the whole night, just in their own zone. But like once they got the legs going, just like it didn't matter. Nashville couldn't handle them. But yeah, the first 10 or so minutes were pretty rough. I think Nashville was out shooting the Avs 11-3. And then I guess you just can't give the Avs a power play anymore, man. Like you just can't.
Yeah, we everybody's saying, "Oh yeah, that's gonna go down." Well, I'm not entirely sure at this point.
Dude, it's a fucking buzzsaw. They're doing whatever the hell they want. Yeah, the passes are like bing, 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 bing all across the zone, and then it's just in the back of the net. There's nothing the Predators could do. They like tried playing a passive box, didn't work. Tried an aggressive box, didn't work. Tried a diamond, also didn't work. It's just fun to watch.
Yeah.
What did the unit go on the night?
What?
2 for 3? He went 2 for 3, right?
Yes, 2 for 3.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was posting something with Surfing USA for
the one they didn't score on. It was the same thing. It was just like bing, 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 shot, save. Oh,
yeah, it was one of those ones where it was cut right in half by the intermission. And those are just tough. Those are always tough. Yeah. But yeah, so that first goal, I mean, I feel like after that goal, I could have just been like, I could have solved this for the Predators. I could have just turned on all of Mikko Rantanen's goals from the 2017 and 2018, from all his goals from 2017 to 2019. And I could have been like, okay, you see how half of these are on that Royal Road pass?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Don't let that happen. Like teams like that has not been a thing that we've seen in a while. Usually if Mikko Rantanen is scoring on a one-timer, it's coming from Makar from the point.
Mm-hmm. It was just fun to watch the power play, man. Like
yeah, that one especially. They were just
it wasn't like they were trying to they weren't like trying to force anything. They were just like, okay, Nashville's leaving this part of the ice open. Right. We're just gonna use that. And man, they moved the puck so fast. It was just surgical.
Yeah, it was it was really good, and that was the big key for the first one, is that they were shooting the puck so much and moving it around so quick and crisp that Nashville just kind of got out of position. And
yeah, dude,
couldn't figure out what to do.
I looked up at the scoreboard after the power play because shots were 11-3 going into the power play. It was 11-11. Bro,
make a wish.
Don't give them a fucking power play.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They're just so good. But yeah, and then I feel like after that point, the Avs kind of got their legs on them, and I think they ended up like out shooting the Predators by like, I don't know, a lot.
Ever since it was 11-3, I think the rest of the game was 32-20.
Yeah, it was quite a lot. But the yeah, and then the Avs we just said that the Avs got a power play. They didn't convert on it, but that's okay. And then they just kind of decided the second period was goal time, baby.
They had more shots in the first period than they had against New Jersey, if I remember right.
Like in just in general, that would make sense to me. Yeah, I
Yeah,
think
they had
because they
23
were
shots
yeah,
in
and
the
we
first.
did not
Like I
have
think
very
that
many.
equaled the amount of shots they had against New Jersey. But yeah, it's just good stuff.
Yeah. It was, and then the second period, I mean, barring that one whack ass last minute, I feel like it was pretty much all Avs. You
Yeah.
could definitely tell after they scored that Erod goal that then the turtle began to start. But I mean, for the most,
The refs got what they wanted at the end of that period. Let's go through the goals though. I wanted to touch on the
yes.
first goal for Nashville really quick before we get into the second.
Oh yeah, yeah.
E-
We completely just sped past that.
EJ.
So yeah, to me, EJ makes a bad pinch.
Well, I don't think it's a bad pinch in a normal circumstance, but you just can't leave Curtis McDermott back there, man, all alone. That's like
I mean, yeah, I
your
don't
one
think
job.
McDermott
Like I
could
didn't
have.
think he did a bad job.
He
Like
took away the
McDermott,
shot, the shooting
like
lane. The
the
big
guy.
problem to me was Erod and Newhook kind of had a miscommunication. I think Newhook was coming back, and Erod should have taken that low guy that scored, and Newhook would have
Mhm,
just filled in for a spot on the high guy, and instead they both just kind of covered the high guy. And
mhm. And honestly, like I don't know how they got the pass around McDermott. There was like a puck-sized gap to fit the pass through, and the guy who scored was on the goal line. So at some point, you just got to be like, nice play.
yeah, it was definitely a nice play,
Hmm.
and but there were definitely some things the Avs didn't do to help themselves out. I felt like, um, yeah, nice play. Obviously, we touched on the Avs goal. So the first goal of the second period, really nice period from the third shift from the third line. They get the puck in, they cycle it a little bit. It comes up to Devontae's. He shoots it, and Logan O'Connor puts a nice tip past Lankinen.
Hmm. Yeah, we haven't been seeing those Devontae shots go in as much, just from his point this year,
Yeah.
and
Well, he hasn't been
he just
shooting
does.
them like
Both him and
just in
McCarr
general.
need to shoot more, but
Yeah.
you see, just like when he does shoot, he's just really good at finding lanes. Even if it's not the most powerful shot, like he just finds lanes, he finds his teammates' sticks, and it's a good tip.
Yeah. It was a really nice tip. And then not very long after, he scored again. Right? Yes. Yes.
Yeah, so this was my thing the whole night. Like, apparently Nashville just didn't learn the first time. Like, don't dick around with the puck at the blue line when LOC's chasing you.
Yeah. That just
Like, and
doesn't
then
work out well
and
ever.
then McDonough does it like 5 minutes later, and LOC nearly steals it and goes down for another breakaway, and you're just like, dude, when are they gonna learn? It was so
Yeah,
funny.
and almost in the third, they almost did it in the third period
Yeah,
too.
and then in the third period, it wasn't McDonough, it was someone else
I think it
just dicking
was
around with it
yeah.
while LOC's chasing him, and it popped out into the neutral
LSU just
zone.
go. "Arr!"
Yeah, he's just a bulldog.
Yeah,
Pops out into the neutral zone,
fuck dog.
almost another breakaway. It's just like
Yeah,
Earth
but
to
this
Nashville.
one, if you were on Avalanche Twitter last year, you would know that Logan O'Connor and on breakaways would really like to go to the backhand.
Oh, dude! As soon as I saw him going up the ice with a breakaway, I was like, it's gonna be forehand backhand, and I started rolling my eyes like it's not going in, and then it
It
did
did.
because it's Kevin Lankinen.
Hey, like I understand everybody was giving Kevin Lincoln and shit, but he's actually not bad to start the season. He's only played 3 games, but he is in the plus of goal save above expected.
Okay.
Whatever. I mean, I don't really know how much. Like maybe you want. I don't know. Whatever.
Is Nashville like on a back-to-back tomorrow or something? Like,
No, dude. This is the thing. I tweeted this before the game. Hines just doesn't like to play in Colorado specifically. He does not like to play his starters.
doesn't like to play Sar. Like, when's the last time UC Stars has played in Denver?
Dude, I think
Like
the last time he played in
2018?
Denver was that 2019 game where where Rene got pulled and Saros got put
Yeah,
in that
yeah.
nuts
The 9
9-4
to
game.
4 game. Yeah.
It's weird. It's so absurdly weird.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was just a really nice play. I think it was Cogliano that made the block, or no, it was
No, it was
Comfort.
LOC. It was
Oh,
LOC.
I
Yeah.
thought
He blocked it himself and went and chased it and scored on a breakaway. Yeah.
just casual stuff.
Yeah.
Christ. Taves and Comfort. Wait, no. Comfort did get an assist, but
It should be unassisted. I
all
don't
right.
even think the puck hit him.
All
But
right. Maybe he blocked it and then Comfort chipped it up to him. That's right.
LOC blocked it. Comfer like chipped it, and then it
Yeah.
was just
Comfort's really good at that, by the way. He's good at that sometimes. That's kind of like he's good at those like little chip plays. I mean, granted, I don't know how often it actually works, but when it does work, it's nice. But
good at it too.
yeah. But then Mikko gets called for a cross check, which was a cross check on a normal night, but after they had kind of just let Nashville try and murder people in that entire first period, I was kind of like,
okay, there's no issue with that call for me. That's a cross check. Mikko, what the fuck are you thinking? Like,
it's a cross check, but the problem
stupid?
is that in the first period, I see some guy just absolutely two-hand a guy in the back while he's backing up.
Well, you
plain
know
as
how they
day,
call
and they
it.
don't call it. Like that's
You
my
know how
problem.
you know how they call it though. Ekholm like had the puck a second ago, so they're like in the middle of the ice. So it's different. But
it
I have
be.
no problems with that call. I don't think Nashville like was that dirty in the first. Like they were playing hard.
No,
But
it was just there was just a few cross checks I noticed that are like, okay, these aren't legal. Like this is what the NHL is trying to phase out of the game.
well, Mikko just took the most obvious one, and it was like, dude, what are you thinking? And nice kill.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Then they go
And
back
then,
on the power play.
And then guess
You all know.
what happened next, ladies and gentlemen? Look at this. Look at that man. Look at that 56. He got his point. First point of the season for Curtis McDermott.
When?
On that goal, he passes it to McKinnon, and McKinnon gives it to Mikko.
Huh?
Yep.
What?
McKinnon and McDermott, it's the Mac connection. It's just like
which goal are we talking about?
The Rantanen breakaway one after that power play.
Oh, I completely forgot about that goal. Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah.
That one was fun.
So many goals. That one just slipped.
That was like the exact same thing as what they did against the Islanders.
So many goals that just slipped my mind.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, and it wasn't the greatest shot, but it was well placed and it was hard enough that it just trickled
Kevin
through.
Lankinen, man. It's just gotta,
Yeah, fair, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Avs get a power play, and then Erod scores a goal. I mean, it's a nice setup. Kind of lucky, pretty lucky. I mean, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
With
just
that
don't
shot,
give the Avs a fucking power play.
Yeah, the second power play unit saw 0 minutes tonight.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
I mean, it shouldn't have either. Like it made perfect sense. The first one you just score. The second one,
well, you just score on them, and then
the second one you have a minute left in the period, and then you start next period with a minute on the power play. So you're never playing your second unit, and then the third one you just score. So why would they have played?
Right? No, yeah. And then this is where Blake's Blake's bitch about the refs time.
Dude, it was all in like a minute where Cogliano gets boarded. No one's like the referees didn't see it. The entire Avs bench is irate.
Yeah, that was the one.
So mad. Like this is like a borderline suspendable hit. Like
yeah, and they're just
blatant boarding. Cogliano's like pretty shaken up by it. It's late. It's in the numbers. It's textbook, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they didn't see it. I don't know. The Avs are irate, and then Lehkonen goes down, and Ekholm gives him a hug, and Lecky's trying to like get out of the hug, but Ekholm keeps hugging him, and then Ekholm's like, "What the fuck, man?" And then the ref is like, "Yes, we're calling Artturi Lehkonen." Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like if you're going to call anything, the only thing that makes like rational sense is you just even that up. You give them both something.
No,
If
that's
you're
a penalty
if
on Ekholm. You can't hug a dude's head, man. Just
I
can't.
know, but like, look, if the ref is going to call anything on an AV in that situation, the only acceptable way to do that is to have it be an even up call.
There was no penalty on the Avs.
Look, I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying that it was a good call. I'm just saying in the hypothetical scenario, well, in this scenario where you're calling an AV for that for some whatever reason you're calling an AV for on that play, the only way that is even a little bit acceptable is if you're calling Ekholm for it too. You
But 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 Lehkonen didn't do anything. So
no,
that
I know.
scenario is terrible.
I agree, but the thing is that like I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying if in whatever world he's living in where he thinks there's an infraction, you have to equally call that fraction against Ekholm, or just don't call what Lehkonen did because Ekholm is harassing him.
Dude, call the guy hugging the other guy. I don't get it.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
there's one guy hugging a guy and the other guy's trying to skate. Like,
Huh. This
and
is
then
this is I just really quick. He
and then
didn't
I stood up after Nashville scored. It was a nice goal, by the way. Like, just
oh
a nice
yeah,
tip.
full credit to Ryan Johansson. That was a nasty tip. Like
Nothing the Avs could do really. Didn't have any issues with the killing, but I like everybody stood up. Like, I want to say like 15 people and just started clapping at the ref. Like, you got what you wanted, man. Like, you
yeah, I'll
wanted,
do that sometimes when they give a shit
yeah,
call. I'm like, give yourself an apple on that one, Stripes. Mark
right. You
mark that
got
one down for you.
exactly what you wanted, sir. You wanted a 5-2 game. You got it.
Congratulations.
Mm-hmm. You feel
So
good?
really
Yeah.
quick, just from Peter Ball, really quick. Apparently, Jared Bednar was not thrilled with the Avs performance tonight.
I mean, I wasn't either person. Like, defensively.
There were defensive, some lapses, but I thought on the whole, given the circumstances, I don't think I'm really gonna be like upset about this game. I think this is
No. Yeah. Like, you get a win with that lineup. Doesn't matter how it
with that
happens. You're
lineup
good,
with
man.
the days off and like the practice
Mm-hmm.
scenario. We're taking this every time, and if you're Nashville, feel bad.
Dude, that feels bad for you. You just played against a team with half NHL players and half AHL players, and you
Yeah, and
lost.
one of their guys got injured 10 minutes
Mm-hmm.
into the first
And
period.
not only did you lose, you kind of got ran in the second period. So
Right. And I don't know. I mean, according to Natural Stat Trick, high danger chances were 14-9 for the Avs, and I definitely agree. The Avs definitely had the more high danger chances. I feel like Nathan McKinnon alone had more high danger chances than the entire Nashville team, to be honest.
We'll get to the dog later.
Yeah, we can talk about the dog for a while. I mean, I don't know how much there is to talk about in the third period. Nashville scores on a nice shot from Roman Josi.
Georgiev didn't know what was happening, and then
it was kind of crazy. And then he gets his stick caught on like the Nashville player's skate.
I thought it was on Lecky.
It was the Nashville player. I mean, it's not goaltender interference.
Obviously, like in stadium, you can't really see everything. But yeah, it didn't look like he tracked the puck, and then Josi, like, he didn't have to style on us like that, dude. That was like the perfect shot.
Yeah, he was like he was like to Kim Curry's like, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, man.
Like, it's like, okay.
That could not have placed that shot better.
Right. And it's one of those ones you didn't hear like the pipe sound, you didn't hear anything. It just went out, and I was like, they call what? What's happening?
Well, you couldn't even tell from my angle that it went in right away because it was in and out so fast. And then I just saw the red lights twirling behind the net, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, those ones are always like, those ones feel always like really bad because you're like, oh, it did go in. Oh, no, it did. Damn. But yeah, pretty much it was full turtle mode from the Avs from there on out.
I actually disagree.
Really? I don't know. In the defensive zone, definitely they were turtling.
I don't know, man. It just wasn't that bad from there on out. up
Nice.
until Yossi scored was bad. Like the first few minutes of that period were bad, but if you look at the rest of that
Yeah.
period, they only gave up like
Oh no,
just a
yeah, no.
couple chances,
Like
really.
that's what I'm saying. Like turtle is like it
Yeah,
was like an effective turtle. Like I don't know.
6 scoring chances against 2 high dangers in one period. Like when you're down, you'll take that
Right.
every time. So
I
I
mean,
didn't think it was that bad. Um,
yeah,
I felt like it was a little loose in the D zone sometimes. Like
yeah.
just
It was the puck management in that period was something that I was like, stop.
yeah,
Like there
right.
was one point where EJ kept trying to do this. He kept trying to blow by the wing. I'm like, EJ, you're not that fast.
He kept trying
Just
to
pass it to
he kept trying
someone.
to like he kept doing random turns in his own zone.
He,
And I
he
was like, can you
misses
just like
Sam. He's like, I need to
yeah,
spin.
just like flip the puck out, man. Like
It's like, please, EJ, I beg, just keep it simple. That's what you're here for.
hmm
But it was just, and they tried to get LOC that Hattie, dude. I swear to God, I wish they would have. I would have lost my
yeah,
mind.
probably would have been like his only one ever. So
Oh,
kind
I
of
would
sucks that
be. Uh, I given his just ability to be super hot, I have a feeling that he'll probably get one at some point in his
sure,
career. Like it'll be one of those like he'll have those guys those years the depth guys always have where they like get 30 or 40 points.
sure.
But
But
I can't say for
he can
sure.
also go so cold. But that's not the point. We're gonna enjoy the ride.
Let's ride. But yeah, so let's any I mean anything else we want to touch on like just from the course of the game action, and then we'll start to dive deeper into other things.
Um, I think the first 10 minutes was predictable.
Yeah, I like the first
Yeah,
period was pretty like I was 0% surprised.
right. But then like the last 10 minutes, they had 20 shots on goal.
Right.
So I guess no complaints. Um,
Mm,
and then the second period, they just buzzing. So
wasn't
there wasn't a
so
whole lot to this game. Um, I wish Sampo Ranta played a little more.
yeah, dude. Can I want to talk about Sampo because like in all of the games Sampo Ranta has played, I know he had like that one good game against St. Louis where he almost scored his first NHL goal, but it got taken off.
hmm
He was buzzing, especially in that first period. It looked like he was about to score his first goal like 7 times.
He was really good. He hit the crossbar actually.
And I mean, if it weren't for the statistics or for the score effects, I mean, the fourth line, Hunt and Ranta only played 5 minutes, which is like, okay.
Well, I thought Dryden Hunt was awful, so I'm not
I thought
concerned with that.
he was whatever.
Dude, he made this turnover like on his first shift, and I was like,
Yeah, he definitely there were some moments in the first row. I was like, hey, what are you
yeah.
doing, buddy? Calm down.
I had to bite my tongue so I didn't scream in front of 18,000 people.
But yeah, I mean, I thought the fourth line was pretty solid. Obviously, Shane Bowers. I am not sure what this kid did to God in his life, but he
He
might
was
be one of the most cursed hockey players.
he was playing so good, man. There was this one play at the start in his own zone where he he was just a little late to diagnose the what was happening um in his own zone in front of the net, but he like got a stick on the shot
Dr.
from the
Bowers.
slot and he made the retrieval after the rebound and he got the puck out and it was just good hockey. And then that little play in the corner, like, was that Tanner Janelle
Yeah,
that injured him? Yeah.
like
So he reverse hits Janelle, who's gigantic. Janelle takes him down, and his skate looked like it hit his stomach. And I was just like, oh,
it looked like it was his elbow.
it could have been his elbow too, but it just looked like from
It
in
was
the
something.
stadium because they actually never showed the replay again.
That's yeah.
Um, maybe they
I
showed it once, but you couldn't really see. It just looked like his skate cut his stomach. So
I want to touch on this really quick, and it's not a dirty hit. I want to stress that I do not think this hit is dirty, but it's also just like super unnecessary for Tanner Jeannot to be doing that. It feels just like
yeah.
super. Just what are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if Bowers didn't try and return the hit, you could make an argument for interference there. But
Mm-hmm.
obviously, Bowers returns the hit and they both get knocked out, so it's just kind of like a non-factor as far as calls go.
Mm-hmm.
But it's
I feel like
definitely really unlucky for him.
yeah. I
I'm
think
excited. I
Nashville chooses to like fill their bottom six with a bunch of beefcakes who can't play
Oh
hockey.
yeah, I mean
So,
you saw it in the playoffs. That was the only thing
yeah.
that their bottom six would ever do that was like anything impactful on the ice.
Yeah.
Well, except for sucking, they were pretty good at sucking.
They were good at sucking. Yeah. Mm-hmm. They still
Um,
are. Yeah.
yeah, I was gonna
Newsflash.
say, and they maintain that brand of being very bad at hockey.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so hopefully he is okay. Just for him as a person, like given
Yeah.
the kind of crap he's had to go through, I really hope that he can at least get another chance and get healthy soon. I'd like to see
Mm-hmm.
Ranta on the third line. I thought the third line was fine, but any chance you get to put a skilled player with some upside on the third line over a guy like over Andrew Cogliano, I just feel like they should take it.
I also thought Martin Kaut sucked tonight, so I would have liked to see
Really?
Sampo up there. Yeah, dude. Not good.
I know he didn't have a good first period, but then he was. I thought he responded really well.
Your eyes are tricking you, man. It was not good.
I thought he was fine.
It was not good.
Mm,
Just in stadium, it was just bad, man.
I'll agree to disagree.
Sure.
That's your
Wasn't
bad
good.
back talking. All right.
Sure, it wasn't good. I think most of Avs Twitter would agree with
I don't
me
know.
here.
I think
I
it was
mean,
fine.
nice.
Whatever. Whatever.
Lot of Martin Kaut slander on the TL tonight. So, and I agree. Like it was not good.
I thought he was fine.
It was like
Good.
it was a couple of really obvious turnovers. So, I think
There was one turnover. I was like, "What are you doing?" But it was like also kind of like, I feel like people see turnover and they're automatic, but like I saw what he was seeing.
I don't because you're allowed to skate with the puck, man.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I think sometimes people don't give defenders enough credit on turnovers.
It was the most obvious.
We're talking about the one where
Whatever.
he tried to spring Erod, right, in the first
Yeah, it
period.
was the most obvious. Like, don't pass that. It's a trap.
There's a trap.
Uh huh.
All right.
And he
Well,
did.
I
But
mean,
okay, so I have a question for you.
sure.
Did Matt Duchene play defense one time tonight? Or was the defensive zone just off limits for him?
Yeah, I think the only people who should have really been booing Matt Duchene tonight were Predators fans.
The guy cherry picks every time they get the puck.
There was a play. There was a play in was it the first or the third period that was almost identical to that one offsides that he had.
Yeah.
But the Avs actually stopped it.
Well, yeah, the Avs made a nice play. Oh man. He's
Let's
frustrating to watch. Even as like I'm not
I
like
was I thought he'd actually scored. I thought he was Ryan Johansson for a second. Because that feels just like more like a Matt Duchene goal, that kind of tip
right
play.
down 5-1 already. Yeah.
Right. Especially because someone had
Mm-hmm.
just said, I just tweeted something about Matt Duchene getting his meaningless goal.
Mm-hmm.
And now that we're talking about it, what do you think about fans booing him?
I think I'm not like here to tell people what to do. Like me personally, I'm over it, but I can totally understand why people would feel salty about it still. Like he didn't want to be an Av and he was holding the locker room back because of it. And as soon as he leaves, like you win the fucking cup. Like it's clear
Right.
that it's clear that there was a bad guy here in this situation and it wasn't the Avalanche as constructed. It was
Right.
him.
I do want to make it
So
clear.
I am with people. I'm with everybody. Like the people who want to boo him, like fine, boo him. I'm not here to tell you what to do. Like it stung at the time. I'm over it now. Like, fuck him. We won the cup. I don't care. He's doing his thing.
Yeah.
He got what he wanted. Um, and the Avs got what they
Ready to
wanted
play
too.
some
So
playoff hockey, baby.
yeah,
He's getting all that playoff hockey in.
all 4 games.
Yep. I want to make it clear. I don't want to tell people how to fan, and I understand there are reasons that I don't think are widely known to the public about why I personally don't like Matt Duchene, but I
Yeah,
feel like a lot of people are booing him because of that because they just don't know about it. I I don't know. I'm at the point where I feel like when you win a cup, for me, it felt really bad today considering how classy he was with Peter McNab. I felt like this was the day to take a day off of the booing Matt Duchene thing.
no, I don't know, man. What else are you gonna do? Be like, oh yeah, Peter McNab. I fucking hated that guy. Like,
No, just don't boo him.
he handled it like any person would. I don't give him
Well, I
props
mean,
for that.
yeah, but I mean, for a guy on a different team to go out of his way to say something like that, like how many, like I know EJ said something and Landy said something, but not a lot of actually Avs players said stuff. And I'm not blaming them, but for a player to go out of his way to say that it for a team he's not on anymore, and given I think it's just nice to see, you know,
I'm not giving him props for it, man. I'd have done the same thing. Anybody with a heart would have done the same thing. So, I mean, Nikita Zadorov put it on his story. Like these random guys. So for me, it's like,
uh, I don't know. I feel like you might be a bit biased on that one.
ooh, I just got a call from a random phone number.
Wow.
Wow.
All right. Well, and let's talk about what drugs Nathan McKinnon was taking tonight, because I would
All
like
the,
some small drugs.
all the, yeah, that's just, yeah. We didn't have to do all the small things. He just took all the drugs.
Leg-
Hmm.
and like it wasn't like one of those games where he's like there were definitely some moments where he was wasn't putting the best shots on you know but it wasn't like there he'll have these games where he'll like walk guys and spin past guys and then he'll shoot it like right at the goalie. And you're just like, oh, Nate.
He just played hockey so perfectly tonight. Like, I can't even describe it to you.
It was like just pure like this man is on some shit. Like he was walking guys whenever the hell he felt like it.
It was more like gracious in arena. Like you just the gallop through the neutral zone,
Right.
the little stick handles. Like, it wasn't chaotic, Nate. It was just like downhill fast
Yeah, like you just like
power.
so many times in the second period, he was just walking by Nashville players. He was like, "See ya, have a good
So
day."
yeah, so yeah. Like that scene from South Park.
I
So
was
yeah.
I was really the only problem I had with him tonight was when he had that chance in the first period, and for some reason he decided to flip it over Kevin Lincoln instead of just going to his backhand.
Did he did he pass it to?
No, that was when he flipped. He flipped it. I don't know how to.
I don't
I don't
remember,
know.
man. I'm not gonna fault him for anything tonight, man. It appeared
Right,
to
and
that
that like
he made
it's a
every
it's a.
decision was
I'm
correct
jokingly
tonight. So like,
blaming him.
hmm
It definitely felt like he was just going to. At some point, he was just going to score a goal just because if Kevin Lincoln had gotten in the way of it, it just wasn't going to
hmm
matter. He was just going to put it through him. Like I've never
yeah.
seen the man rip one timers like that so
I've got my moment
consistently.
of the game.
What's your moment of the
So
game? Let's get into that.
poor Jeremy Lozon. He's playing defense against Nathan McKinnon. This is in the first period.
I think this is
Oh, it
what
was
I was just
Matthias. It was
talking about.
Matthias Ekholm. My bad. Matthias
Yeah, I
Ekholm
think this is this is
playing
what I was
defense,
talking about.
playing defense in the first period against Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon does the inside outside move, smokes it off of, I forget what he hit. I think just a save by Lankinen, and then the puck, like, I think they iced it, and then McKinnon skated over to Ekholm and was smiling at him. It was
Shit,
so
dude, I
funny,
didn't see
dude.
that. That's hilarious.
Yeah, dude. The things like you
There's
can't see on TV. Like he skated over to Ekholm and was like smiling at him and barking at him. It was
Ekholm needs to just fake
sassy.
an injury every time he plays the Avs because it just
Yeah,
does
dude.
not go well for
Doesn't
him.
go well for him. He bleeds from his face. He gets burnt like that. Yeah,
Every single one
whatever.
of the Avs stars is like, okay, we're gonna dunk on you now.
Like,
It's
what
like
did
that.
he
It's like
do?
that meme where it's like, honey, are you ready for? He's like, yes, dear.
Oh, yes, yes, sweetie.
It's
Uh
just
huh.
like the Avs superstars. All right, Tyus, are you ready to get dunked on? He was like, yes.
Yes, honey. Yeah,
We should make that.
that
I'll make
basically
that
sums it up.
account.
Yeah, you got to make that really quick. Put it on the Twitter.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
honey.
God,
And then,
just
yeah,
dude.
dude, McKinnon's like barking at him and smiling at him after they ice it. And I'm just like, dude, I like you never see that stuff from Nate. It was hilarious. The content. He's like, yeah, I got you.
He's
So,
just. That's why they call him the dog.
um,
What the
yeah,
fuck?
that was my moment of the game. It was so funny.
My moment of the game was that one point where it was just like pure chaos. It was in the middle of the Avs goals, and then Curtis McDermott just smoked a dude, and no one saw it, but everybody like you could like hear it.
Oh, I saw it.
Yeah, that was one of
hmm
those ones where I was like, oh, and then they show the replay, and I'm like, yes.
hmm I don't want to get into Curtis McDermott tonight.
I thought he got a point and he murdered a guy. I don't really care. God, I don't know what this meme's called.
We can do
Uh,
our 3 stars.
oh, okay. Hold on.
You think?
Here, do you want me to go?
Yeah, you go.
I found it. I found the meme. All right. All right. So third star. Um. I want to give. I want to give honorable mention to Josh Manson because that man's vibes were absolutely immaculate tonight, especially in that second period.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't play more. Only 18 and change.
Yeah.
Should have
And he
should
was
have been up at
dunking
20.
on dudes. He was fucking sitting them down.
Yeah,
He was like
he
good
was
Curtis McDermott tonight.
he was so good tonight.
Also, Jacob McDonald. That pairing was.
Jay Con was fine. He made one bad turnover in the first, and other than that, I thought he was great.
And I was just upset they didn't go for a wraparound in the third period. But
Well, there was a guy there.
wraparound, I don't care. Someone's got to do the wraparounds on this team now that O'Connor he doesn't have time for that anymore. He's too good for that.
Kale though.
But third star, I'm gonna give that one to LOC because I thought I mean, 2 goals. I thought he played well, but I thought Mikko and Nate played better. I think Nate's my second star and Mikko's my first, just because of goals.
Well, that's not correct. Nathan McKinnon was on another planet tonight.
I know.
Just in terms of how he played. Like the dude, I don't know what got into him. I hadn't seen him play like that since like his rookie year. Like like I'm being serious here. Like it that was that good. I have LOC 2. 2 goals is good.
It is
You
very
know.
good.
I actually had Kale at 3. I just liked Kale McCarr tonight,
Here
dude.
was
Like
good.
his defense was so good. And every time he was on the ice, the Avs were I mean, every time he was on the ice, Nashville was one and done. Really good retrievals, and he got more of the bottom lines than like he
Yeah.
got. I think Kale got Manson and McDonald, and Taves got McDermott and EJ tonight when Kale and Taves weren't together.
Oh, we
And I
didn't
just
say
felt
who
like,
our
and
disappointing player
and we
was.
will we'll get to that. And I just felt like Kale was he handled his defense so well, and I don't know, man, just controlled the game the whole time. It was just awesome.
Yeah, I definitely thought. I mean, the Avs top guys were pretty good tonight.
Hmm.
I thought the second line had its good moments too.
Yeah, I the only reason I don't say Mikko is because I thought like he was just a little more invisible than those other guys. Obviously, the production is sweet. Like you take
Right.
it. Obviously, he's Mikko Rantanen. Of course, he scores. But I just felt like it wasn't as like jaw dropping as the other three dudes. So yeah,
Right. Hold on, I'm finishing this meme because that's what.
most disappointing player tonight. I don't. I I'll stick with Kaut. I didn't think he was any good. There were some moments in the ozone where it was um, dangerous. Like he was good. He was playing off his teammates well. Just whenever he got the puck in the D zone, man, it was an adventure, which is like not what you want to see out of him in terms of like his chances at playing when everybody's healthy. So didn't love it.
That's fair. I mean, I don't know. I made my thoughts clear. I didn't really. I don't know. I didn't. I thought. I guess EJ. I don't know.
After the first goal, I didn't really mind EJ.
Yeah, I just there
He
were
was just
there.
kind of
He just
EJ,
made
man.
some stupid choices where I was like, EJ, stop it, stop
Right.
it,
He was just
stop it,
EJ,
EJ.
man. Just like a normal EJ experience
It's like
after the dumb he did on the first goal. So
there's just times where I just want to go on the ice and just hit him on the helmet. Be like, stop it. Just get like a
mhm.
squirt bottle. No,
Sometimes he's like,
no,
I'm the
bad EJ,
Condor.
bad.
So he's like, I'm the Condor. And he like tries to do too much and then he loses it and he's like, oh, I'm not the Condor. Not the Condor anymore.
It's
Yeah.
like, ah! Like,
Hmm.
oh shit.
Yeah.
I know we haven't talked about Georgiev much. I thought he was good.
No notes.
Yep, you just keep her going. I'm assuming he'll get the start on Saturday because apparently Pablo Francis doesn't play games anymore. So
Hmm.
that's the only problem with this tandem is that. So I've heard from people that Georgiev really thrives when he's playing a lot of games, but when you have a backup as good as Francouz, it's kind of like, uh,
Depends on the schedule here, but I would give Frankie the Blues game.
like,
Um, and then I'd give Georgiev the Carolina game. So yeah, Saturday. I'd give Georgiev the Saturday game, and then I'd give
right?
Frankie the
Yeah,
Monday
Carolina.
game. Then they go back to Carolina. Um,
Yep.
and then I just, give that game to Georgiev and you're vibing.
Yeah. Is there anything else we want to touch on? I mean, definitely the Avs are going to need a better defensive effort against Carolina.
Yeah, Carolina's too opportunistic.
Yeah, I mean they scored
Like,
7 goals against the Oilers tonight.
well, that's not saying much, but
I know, but
you know, the Oilers, dude, they cannot. I Jack Campbell is so bad, and they can't play defense. It's kind of funny at this point.
the Oilers literally had Brent Burns score a goal for them tonight, and it
Yeah,
made literally zero difference in the game.
yeah. You got 2 points out of McDavid, 2 points out of Drysaitel, and you lost 7-2. Like that sucks. That's
Yep.
like, yeah, feels bad. Anyway,
Yeah.
yeah.
Was there anything else we wanted to talk about? I feel like there was maybe one other thing. Crap, was there something new that happened in the league? I don't know.
Anything on hockey Twitter?
I don't remember.
Shane
I feel like there
Bowers
was
looks up.
something, but I don't know. What did we talk about? We DM'd about things.
We're good, man.
All right. Well, tomorrow Saturday's hockey fights cancer night. That'll be a fun one. I'm salty that I can't be there. I really like going to those. But you have fun. Hopefully your back feels better. Hopefully,
man.
This is one thing I did forget to mention. This, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, is the Avs' first 3-game winning streak of the season. So, clap it up.
Huzzah.
Hopefully they can make it 4.
Yeah, I think they will.
Hopefully.
God. Carolina's not ready for the dog.
Carolina plays that like really gritty, grimy style of game. Now they have
it's stupid. It's stupid and dumb, and it makes every game of theirs unwatchable because of how stupid and dumb that style is.
Yeah,
that's my TED Talk. Stupid and dumb. That's all you need to know.
Stupid and dumb. All right, everybody. We'll see you. We'll see you on Saturday. Have a good night. Boy, howdy.